Diamond Tip Clouds, which of course is a Southgate Media Group podcast dedicated to all things Heroes Prime and Heroes Reborn related things. I am Lilith, and lounging on the couch playing the Xbox or PS4 with me today is...
Well, not really. I'm just watching YouTube walkthroughs, so yeah, it's Ricky. Hey!
Oh, there's two kinds of people.
It's what happens when you don't have a next-gen console and can't be bothered to buy one.
I understand that. So, up for discussion today, if you can't tell, is Gemini Heroes Reborn, the video game. It came out January 18th, and I finally got around to playing it. I don't know why I put it off, because it only took me 3.5 hours to finish this on epic mode.
What, Project Epic mode?
that they have difficulty levels. There's easy, there's medium, there's hard, and then there's epic. So
I would just go straight to easy. But anyway,
this game is weird. I liked it, but I didn't.
how come? What was
It was like this weird random hodgepodge of I don't know, Portal maybe. I saw lots of BioShock influences. It felt like it should have been on the original Xbox in terms of graphics. But I did play on my computer, but I have a pretty decent computer, so it felt laggy. Like there was a couple of bugs too with the cutscenes and things like that. So I don't know.
But you get to throw guards at guards. What else is
bullets? Yay!
From what I saw, it looked really decent. I'm just not a big fan of those kind of. It took me a while, especially even with Enigma. It took me a while to get used to that kind of first person view. But I think you've said it before. They have to do that kind of first person view because the lead protagonist is a woman, and guys don't want to play as girls. So what easier way than to see it through their eyes?
Guys don't want to play as girls that don't have sexy outfits. And she's she's a minor. She's underage, so she's very covered up.
She's got a hoodie on as well, so yeah.
Oh, Heroes Reborn. I mean, no, the script was decent. The puzzles were fun and cool. I was just surprised it was so easy. I guess.
I suppose it took me ages to complete Enigma because you just get stuck and you can't move on. Whereas this is a bit more free worldy and you get to go around and stuff like that. But you kind of get that when you're playing from a tablet to next gen console, I guess.
Well, pretty soon it's all going to be one and the same anyway, but anyway, so I guess I should tell you guys a little bit about Gemini Heroes Reborn. It's of course, the first person action adventure. It has lots of Easter eggs to the old show. We don't really dwell with the new show too much other than, that she's connected to, her sister Dahlia, obviously.
And I think the only real connection is the Gemini and Enigma word, which were in Dark Matters, but this is pretty much all off to the kind of side, I guess.
Yeah,
they're basically the Carlos of the computer game world.
Yeah, because I'm just trying to discover who she is and her parents and all these things, and then she discovers she has powers, telekinesis and time shift, baby. Ugh. Yeah. I did not like the time shift. I was just so annoyed with it.
Okay, because I think
that's the unique feature though. So it's just oh.
I think what is it? Her powers are actually telekinesis to begin with, right?
And then you discover time shift. Yeah.
So time shift is basically what Dahlia uses, and whereas in Enigma you kind of get to know these powers slowly but surely, and it kind of makes sense in the context of the game. This one is just she's got the power of telekinesis, and let's just take this random injection, and now you can time shift. So yeah, it has some nice little Easter eggs to the original game. You see it from the other side, but I can't remember how I don't know how canon it is, because some of it seems very different. I think there's one. Yeah, it's really it's a very different seeing it from the other side. So yeah.
Yeah. But did I say that you could actually get platinum on easy level? I found that really weird too. I guess they kind of knew that the market that they wanted to uh give this game to. Do you know what I mean? This isn't for hardcore gamers by any
Yeah,
means.
yeah.
So I don't know. I appreciate that. I guess is that they made it pretty easy but fun, if not a little bit repetitive. But most first person shooters, it's gonna be repetitive.
I think I would have enjoyed the game if I had got the chance to play it, um, but only because of like the way that you can kind of tag team your abilities as opposed to it just being one. You can always like use a different version. Like sometimes you can just use straight up telekinesis blasts. Sometimes you can slow it down, fire like bullets and missiles back at people. You can take people to like the other zone to kind of to like the other time zone to kind of keep
You can
your
strand
energy
them
up.
there.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
I was
yeah,
like, oh,
exactly.
that's a Tommy thing. Nice.
Yeah. So yeah, that's all really. I've got like a couple of notes that I took from the walkthroughs, which I just kind of wanted to bring up. What else happens in the game? So the basic gist of the game is she gets taken there by Alex, who is like her friend,
Ooh.
exactly, and and then they start seeing that the quarry is actually still manned, and then that's where it all kind of starts from because Alex gets captured, and then she has to go find him with their version of Google glasses, I guess, which is really weird because you never see her wearing glasses at any point in
It's the
the
epic
game.
glasses. And it's
Yeah,
just that's so corny where they show up and they're having the talk and he's like, yeah, this is so dope. And I'm like, no! Stop it!
but like even like in the other version in Enigma, you never see Cassandra with the glasses on. You always see her with them off. So it's like, come on, get that right
Their
at least.
contacts, they upgrade.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Fair enough. They upgraded before they downgraded for Heroes Reborn. So
Yep.
yeah. Um, but yeah, she then discovers that oh, Alex is a turncoat, and then she meets her sister, and that she basically is the reason why the quarry gets destroyed in Enigma. I guess because you know her and Trevor Mason, who somehow survived the last one,
Trevor Mason.
who has the power of plasma kinesis, not pyrokinesis, because I don't know what the difference is. Because to me, plasma is blood, but he's using
You know
like
how they're
blue
like, it's
glass.
not a laser beam, it's a plasma beam? That kind of
Fair enough. Fair enough. And yeah, you just have to wait while he gets angry, shoots you, and then um, just use those blasts to destroy blue tubes. But yeah, um, I think there's a lot of stuff going on behind the scenes in this game, like a lot of the kind of collectibles and stuff like that. They tell a like more of a story. Some of them, and you don't really get much. It's more kind of like just how you can read into the context of the kind of collectibles, and it leaves it open ended as per usual because you know this wouldn't be a Heroes kind of franchise kind of spin off without there being some kind of way to keep it going because they don't end up together, do they? They're still separated, Dahlia and Cassie. Yeah.
we were like, yeah. Yeah. So you can like on the first playthrough, you can get I think I got 33 actually. I only had to do like three when I had to do like the new
Mm.
paradigm challenge. So I was just like really surprised.
I don't even know how easy it would have been to find some of them. Like I wouldn't have been. Were you actually searching around, or were
No,
they
you don't
just
even have to really. Like it's just kind of in
okay?
the natural course of the game. They like kind of lead you to that, but it's kind of
Yeah,
fun because you can actually like hide from the enemies. Like there's a couple of different strategies you can use, and like in the course of like hiding and like keeping out of sight, you like kind of stumble across things too. So
hmm. What did you think the quarry was? Oh no, no. So let's go on to like some of these little Easter eggs or like things that I discovered while watching the watch through. So one of the timelines is 6/16/14, which is what 3 days after June 13th. So that's where that timeline is. The original June 13th, not
butterfly June 13th.
the year later one. And yeah, yeah, yeah. And then the 2008 timeline is what the seventh is July the 13th. 2008. So does that mean something? Like, is that the date of the last
Wait, is that your
Heroes, or no?
birthday
Because Heroes
again?
finished in seven. No, yeah, might be. No, it was the 7/5/57, isn't it? Yeah. So no, it's not that.
Maybe it's
I
somebody's
don't.
birthday.
Mm, probably, but yeah. So that's the original time where what's her name is stuck. Dahlia. Yeah. And then it just the only thing is like this happens 3 days after June 13th, but I'm still confused as to who actually built like is the quarry part of Renatus? Is it not? Is it just something that Trevor did? I don't know. But yeah.
They never really answer any of that. So good.
Yeah, definitely. But they've got what he's I don't know. So we'll just go through these collectibles. So the first one that you find is Trevor Mason's dog tags, which means he was in the military, which kind of makes sense if you go a bit further on, even though one of these pictures looks like either a bearded Peter or someone like that. But yeah, I'll put the link in. It's on the Heroes Wiki, so yeah. I'll put the link in the show notes. The next one is a child's drawing of the Helix, which is probably either Cassie or Dahlia. Then they've got a picture of Ninth Wonders with Hiro Nakamura on it. Then a picture of the Hayes family with the parents blacked out, because we're never like Heroes. Normally, you're never. There's always going to be kind of parent issues, isn't there? The
Always.
next one is always because they'll find out who the mom is, and then they'll go on to the next Heroes game, and you'll have to find out who the dad is because
They've got the
that's
same
what.
dad as the twins. Dun dun dun. He's just making an
Exactly.
army of his children with powers.
Exactly. The next one is an article from the Journal about Renatus's acquisition of the quarry. So it must be Renatus. But then the next thing is a business card found from Pinehurst, found on level 4. So they're bringing that back, I guess, or at least for the game. So I don't know. Do you reckon that's something like she bought Pinehurst before? I don't know because Pinehurst blew up, didn't it? But
Babe,
yeah,
babe, you can't think too hard about it.
okay,
You're
I'll
like
try not to.
trying. You're trying
Um,
so hard and it's so
I'm trying
cute.
to link everything. They've got photographs of kids, which is obviously Dahlia and Cassie. Then they got a Pinehurst file for some reason on Hiro Nakamura. Then some more photos. Shanti, Suresh. Oh, that is really weird to say.
Where it
Shanti,
all
Suresh.
started.
Yes. A Pinehurst file, an issue of Ninth Wonders with Claire on it, an FBI poster with Gabriel Gray, a photograph of Trevor Mason in the military, which was to me, I thought that was bearded Milo, but no, it's not. A copy of Activating Evolution, an employee handbook for Renatus found on level 8, which doesn't really give much information. Pinehurst file on Claire, a child's teddy bear, which I'm assuming is just one of the Hayes kids. Issue of Ninth Wonder with Nathan Flying, Sila's watch, Pinehurst on file on Molly Walker, a prophetic painting of Cassandra found in level 10, which is Cassie getting hit by the kind of explosion, which is what leads to her amnesia.
Oh,
A
that
doll.
doll is the worst on level 10. It is the worst.
That doll looks familiar to Cassie, so I'd say that was Cassandra's, and the other one is probably Dahlia's.
Isaac's
Isaac's,
textbook was my favorite.
yep. And then I thought Momo's would have been your favorite because there's a Pinehurst file on Momo.
But that's a
Uh,
bad memory. We all hated when he went to go work for Pine. And then we had Maya thing too. So yeah, not my
yeah.
thing.
A photograph of some children's employees, which, duh, obviously it's you. Um, a broken a broken compass, which I'm assuming is Samuel's, or Easter egg to that. Pinehurst file on Alex Woodward, who is the kind of first antagonist. Then there's a Pinehurst file on Dahlia Hayes, which gives us the last name. A photograph of Cassie and Alex. Pinehurst file on Cassandra Hayes. There's a virus vial on one of the tables, which they're bringing back the Shanti virus, huh? I guess.
They tried to bring in everything. I feel like the synthetics powers and all this stuff, and it's just like you tried it, but it should have been a
Yeah,
bigger deal in the actual show. Now that I think about
yeah. Then you've got a photograph of a happy family, which is just the usual Dahlia. There's a Gemini. They say it's the Gemini formula. I don't know. Is that the Gemini formula or is that the original formula? I can't really remember.
Let me look.
It looks like the original formula, but I'm only
Yeah.
saying that it's lots
Well,
of.
and it's kind of, it must have to be the original formula because of what he says in the beginning of when they meet up, and he's like, well, no, not the beginning. It's like one of the levels where he's like, blah blah blah. So it had to be, and then she's like, oh yeah, like my sister. He's like, you've been playing me all along, or something along those lines. So I think it is the actual original formula before Hero,
Yeah,
before all that. It got torn in half, and with Victoria.
yeah. Then we've got a Pinehurst file on Micah, and then we have a letter from Emil Danko to Trevor Nelson rejecting a job offer from the Quarry, which I don't understand because didn't Danko die?
I was gonna say, didn't he die?
Yeah, and I'm just going to have a look on this now quickly, and the date is from the 3rd of May 2007. So I don't really know when the dates of the original hero, like I know when they were, but they kind of
Well,
play
his
fast and
last
loose with those
appearance
dates.
was Let It Bleed, so.
But yeah, but no, it doesn't mean that because like in between Heroes and Heroes Reborn, not Heroes and Hero, in between like Heroes season 1 and Heroes season 2, there's only like what, a 6 month difference.
Well, like the date of death is like March 2007, so anytime after
Okay.
March 2007, I guess.
Anyway, and then we found there's an ability negation system, which is the no shunt, the original no shunt,
The
not
big
the
bulky
newfangled
thing.
one. Yeah. Um, and that's basically all we have, which are kind of little Easter eggs to previous. Because the only thing you can kind of gather from this is that Cassandra and Dahlia have been the in the program, I guess, for a long, long time. So much so that their parents, whether their parents were part of it or they were just orphans. I think he kind of says that they found them as orphans, didn't they? So
Yeah, but
yeah,
he could have been lying. Who knows?
yeah, he's a bad guy with bad
Exactly.
powers.
That
And
that final boss battle though, I was just like, yeah.
it does seem a bit repetitive, yeah. And that's basically all I've got because I didn't play the game. I just like watching people use people to throw at other people. Or if I was playing the game, I'd just be finding like fire extinguishers all the time to fire at people. They seem like the easiest way to take people out.
I was annoyed that certain things were too heavy to pick up with telekinesis though. I was just like, really, dude? We're superheroes. Come on now.
Yeah, but she's only just learnt to use her powers.
Burst of adrenaline.
And I'm really disappointed that they didn't have that bit. There's that bit in Enigma where they meet for the first time in that really difficult hallway, where you see her like flying across the room, like essentially like speeding across the room, and then using her powers to throw people all over the place. They didn't show that bit. They just went straight to the bit where they see each other and she has to do a pass of the room, and you help her out. Whereas in the original game, you do it yourself. And I do like there's like little nods to the previous game with like the pressure points or the pressure pads, but yeah, there's not a lot that kind of links it to the game. There's not a lot that kind of links it to the. It seems completely different to the other game, but I suppose that's what you get. So yeah,
Yeah. On a scale of 1 to 5, I'd give it a 3. I mean, it's fun. The visuals are decent. I think you get better gameplay. I think from what I was talking to my friends on Steam about is that the people that got the PC actually got the better deal. They
huh?
said it was really kind of glitchy on the Xbox the first couple of like the first hour or whatever. And PS4, like the Xbox is better than PS4 for some reason.
Yeah. They released the PS4 about a week or two later.
Yeah.
So yeah. Anyway, I
Yeah.
guess this is it until the next comic book, huh?
Well, that's like what, 2 weeks from now?
Yeah. And that's the last Hero's Vengeance, and then we get.
Dotson. Be sure to tell us if you bought the game and if you did, what you thought of it. Yeah, we're not gonna hold you guys up any longer. We're just trying to keep this feed alive so we don't lose all our episodes. Hashtag inside joke. You want to take us out of here with me?
Download the podcast, save the world. Oh, keep the rebellion alive.
Do that too.